I've got the privilege of introducing the session today and doing a bit of in the news. But I know, as per usual, you'll jump up and down and let us know any news items that you have heard of, and you'll share with all of us. Online, David, please stay muted unless we ask you a question. I think that's what this is saying. Especially if it's a licensing question. The session is being recorded, and as usual, we'll upload it to the YouTube channel. And I think that's good. You see, I'm not so professional here. A big shout out to Osira, who is our sponsor for the evening. Thank you very much. Thank you. We all are getting a trip to Mauritius. That's that what that's it? Yeah, awesome.
The longest doesn't come out of my
you guys are giving the pizzas tonight, is that right? Awesome. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
And those free drinks.
And drinks. Okay, and the drinks also. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so this is what's planned. So we've got welcome in the news. I've said welcome. I'll soon do in the news. And then we've got Tinus doing Power Apps Planner, Tato doing storytelling in Power Apps, data into decisions. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds amazing. And then Tia is going to do a tech tip. Hopefully we'll get the tech tip in this time round. Last time I've pushed them out.
Maybe we should start with the tech tip.
Yeah, let's start with the tech.
Okay, we'll start with the tech. There we go. Are you ready? Just one thing, you're going to need to join the Teams meeting. All presenters. Have you joined the Teams meeting already? Yeah, you're not. Okay. Well, there we go. Okay. In fact, no, you're going first. And then it's the floor opens. Yeah, I don't know what happens then. We jump down, disappear. Okay. So a few items in the news. Any in the news that you want to say before I share a few things?
Might be ahead of time, but it would be nice to get some sponsors for Power Platform Bootcamp happening next year.
Yeah, we need to make that announcement as well.
Yes.
Power Platform Bootcamp.
So the Power Platform Bootcamp is happening in Johannesburg next year, March. First weekend in March. It's a Saturday.
Yes.
And we need speakers, people to present.
1, 2,
3
3
people to present, sponsors, and lots of energy.
That's speakers.
I bring a lot of energy. 1, 2, 3.
True.
Got that?
But how does one get involved? You'll release more information.
Yeah, it's on the Meetup group.
Okay.
On the Meetup. For the information.
Oh, you have already?
Yeah.
Oh, you can see how exactly what's going on. Okay, brilliant. Sounds amazing. Okay, so any other items that you had? No. Okay, so what you will find now in AI Builder in prompts, so AI prompts, and directly in Copilot Studio, there are 2 Anthropic models you can choose from, in addition to the GPT models. So there has been the GPT-4, 4.0, 4.1 Mini, 5, etc. But now you can choose from 2 Anthropic models as well. It's all in preview. This is preview.
Being a bit of a Dutchman, Anthropic.
Anthropic is an organization, in quotes, like OpenAI, and they've got large language models. There's many organizations now that have large language models.
Okay, so it's outside.
They're not Microsoft, they're not OpenAI. It's a different organization that has different models that have different strengths, and it's just giving you the flexibility of choice. So depending on what it is you're trying to achieve, certain models are better at certain things.
Now, obviously, that leads into the next question. That's the reason I started with that. Is why those 2?
So there's a few interesting things. I don't know why specifically those 2 now and not others. But what we also have announced is when you go to, and you can already see this in AI Builder and AI.
It's already there. Yeah.
You can click plus at the bottom, and you can choose any model you like that's hosted in Azure. So in Azure is Llama, Grok. So there are 1,000 odd LLM, SLMs models. So you can actually choose from any of them, as long as you turn them on in Azure instance, you can connect to it and use them. What this is here is you don't have to connect to an Azure instance to choose them. It's kind of like natively just built in, and it's yeah. So they're in preview. There are some notes associated to them. So for example, there's some notes around where they're located that you might want to look into, and I don't remember all the details about where they are physically located, but I don't like all the other models are actually located in Azure. I don't think those two are.
No, the reason why I asked, and I've seen them there, but I mean, Cloud Sonnet is also available in VS Code.
Yes.
So the question was, why was those two just chosen? That's all.
Yeah, beyond my pay grade type of answer. But they're bloody good. You know what I mean? They're best of the best. They're best of these models are amazing.
Does that influence? And sorry, David, I know David is supposed to be the one to ask this, but does this influence credits used for licensing?
So
by using them, sorry.
Well, I think so. So the way it works is there's a category of small, medium, high. I'm getting the names wrong because I can't remember exactly what it is.
Tiers.
Yeah, tiers. So for example, if you use GPT-4.1 mini, that's small. If you use GPT-4.1, that's medium. If you use O3, that's high. So these models will fit probably into one of those three categories. And then each category uses a different amount of credits. Okay, so that's
like all in the same credit consumption tier as
one of those items. Yeah. So if I had to guess, and I haven't looked into this, so I do apologize. I don't know the answer. But I wouldn't be surprised if both of these. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if Sonnet, let's say 4.5, fits into medium, and Opus 4.1 sits into high. Because this is like a deep reasoning model, and this is
the general.
Yeah. So I suspect it'll be something like that, and you may find it hasn't even been said yet because they're currently in preview. Although they will be there, I think they're paid preview, so they will have to fit into one of those categories. But if you just go do a bit of search on it, I'm sure you'll find the proper answer. So it's quite a lot now. I mean, that you can just choose from natively without having to click the plus sign and even go and connect to others that you host in your Azure instance. And I've actually been trying some of these different ones, and you certainly get different results. It's quite interesting.
Is it a little bit more accurate with the Anthropic models regarding, you know, when you connect to SharePoint as a knowledge source?
That's not an LLM problem.
That's what I assumed.
No, that's an indexing problem. You should come to my Copilot Studio bootcamp, and I'll explain exactly why. Exactly why that happens.
Yeah.
So that's a whole discussion which I can spend literally 4 hours talking about on different strategies to make your responses more accurate, especially documents and SharePoints, because we just have to schedule it. I've just run 3, so I'm pretty tired at this point. In fact, sorry, I've just run 4. So
we can do 5.
Five's a great number. 5's a great number.
6, 7.
But genuinely, like that's the art that makes or breaks your knowledge-based questions from SharePoint.
Because we attended the first one, and we're still a little.
Oh, we've come a long way since then.
So we need that refresher.
Yeah, we do
need that refresher.
Yeah. But also just ping me. I'll share some stuff with you.
Okay, cool.
Okay, another cool thing is computer use is now in public preview, also known as a computer using agent. So you get conversational agents, you chat to them through a conversation. You get autonomous agents, they run like an automation in the background, and then you get a computer using agent. Okay, so what's a computer using agent?
It's like RPA.
Yeah, it's an agent that uses a computer. Yeah, it's in actual fact, you can think of it as RPA, but it's much more mind-blowing. We don't have a video here, but there's a few that you can watch. Just go onto YouTube, you'll find them. But basically, usually with RPA, what you have to do is you have to like code your RPA. You have to physically go into Power Automate Desktop as an example and go and put in your steps. First open Excel, then you have to create like a loop that loops through each row in Excel. Then you have to get the next cell. Then you need to, so you manually, like in quotes, code it by putting in these steps. You have to test it. And then maybe it's calling like a web app and it works well, but then the developer of the web app renames one of the buttons or moves it somewhere else, so your RPA doesn't work anymore. And yeah, so that's been RPA like for many years. What this is RPA, but you don't code it, you just tell it what you want it to do.
So it uses a generative.
Yeah, so you literally describe, so you literally describe in natural language what you want it to do. So for example, you would say, what I want you to do is go to this website. I then want you to open up this Excel file. For each row in this Excel file, I want you to take the row's details and paste it into the form on that website, and then click submit, and do that for every single row. And literally, that's what you'll type in English. And then it will execute. And the way it works behind the scenes is it's using a multimodal model, and it's looking at your screen. Basically, think of it almost like it's taking screenshots all the time. And every screenshot, it's then interpreting and going, oh, there's a button, okay, there's a, okay, and then it controls the mouse and keyboard and executes it. So it's mind-blowing when you see it. And it's been in private preview for a while. It's just launched in public preview. The way you get to it, it's in Copilot Studio. So in Copilot Studio, if you've got an agent, you go to the Agents tab and you click New Agent, and one of the options there is a computer using agent.
And it actually shows the mouse moving around.
It shows, yeah, it actually launches it.
It's actually under one of the tools as well, hey?
Sorry?
You added to a tool as a new tool in the agent.
Okay, so sorry, yeah, it is a new tool. So correct. Yeah, so go to Tools, New Tool, and then it shows up as a tool. So what you'll see here, here's the instructions, and then it launches a virtual machine, and then here you can see the desktop of the virtual machine. So you'll actually see the mouse moving, you'll see it typing. So it's controlling a desktop. It's a computer currently using a desktop.
Yeah, so currently it's in public preview, so licensing, pricing, that's not available.
No. Not that I'm aware of. No. Yeah, and it's as it's doing stuff, that's all captured as part of the activity log, so you can see what it did. Very similar to how the execution of a Power Automate desktop RPA thing would happen. So I'd really go check this out. It's mind blowing.
Does it only work away?
Does it only work on? No, anything on your desktop. Anything on your desktop. So typically RPA is used to drive desktops because there's like a legacy app, like this Visual Basic 3 app or the SAP UI. We don't have an API to connect to it through normal. Automated is actually to pretend to be the human at the screen and drive it. So it's desktop apps, Java apps, web apps, and it can do all of that stuff. Yeah.
Obviously, the machine needs to be on for it to go.
The machine needs to be on, like
an RPA.
Login, like all those stuff. You need the software needs to be installed. So if it's controlling Excel on that machine, Excel needs to be installed and stuff like that. Yeah.
How would that relate to security? Because now obviously RPA is something you run on your desktop. Now the web is monitoring your desktop.
So the web's not monitoring your desktop.
Well, it's interacting with it because it runs from a web browser.
No, it doesn't run from the web browser. So what it is, it's the same as use Power. What in unattended mode, what happens is, or even attended mode actually, there's an agent on your machine. And that agent, doesn't technically work like this, but I'll just say it like this. Your rules call that thing remotely, and then that fires that service on your desktop, and then it's controlling the Win32 subsystem and the UIs. So it's opening Edge, it's opening Excel, it's opening invoice.exe.
Typically, you would open up the RPA app on your machine and you would run it from there. Now you're opening up from Copilot Studio.
No, so in attended mode, yes. But most RPA doesn't happen in attended mode. Most RPA happens in unattended mode.
So when you are building this agent, computer agent, after it's physically installing it on your machine.
No. So there's
how do you
options.
trigger it?
There's options. You can say, use these virtual machines. You can say, Microsoft, you provide the virtual machine. Microsoft will just boot up, especially for like generic web stuff. If you're just automating web, you don't need to provide a virtual machine. Microsoft will boot up a virtual machine. So there's options. Or you can say, use this bank or mine, or you have options of what desktops you want to use, especially large corporates that have very specific software on their machines, you know, like it needs to be connected to their network and all those types of things. So then it's about getting that agent on the machine.
Okay, so it's a machine, right? But if you want to use Excel, you have to install it.
Yeah.
But
So
so
the-
just the machine.
No, so the machine must be running. It must be there. You must tell it where the machine is. It has to, either Microsoft provides it or you provide it. It doesn't matter, but it must exist. Yeah.
So the first step would be is connected to that machine which you wanted to
That's what you have to
execute
do.
it from.
Yeah.
Whether it's a virtual machine that Microsoft spins up or a machine that you provide.
Or a local machine.
Okay.
Okay. Employee self-service agent is now in public preview. So employee self-service agent is the first managed Copilot Studio agent from Microsoft. It's specifically designed for employees to like ask any internal HR and IT related questions, like how many leave days do I get a year? What's the paternity policy? How many beers am I allowed before work? You know, like all these types of questions that, you know, employees tend to ask. How do I resign? How do I get an increase? But also they can actually take leave through it. They can automatically integrated with Workday, SuccessFactors, ServiceNow, Dynamics, which many corporations have. And many corporations are trying to build the same thing themselves. Like I see it every day. Every corporation is trying to rebuild the exact same thing over and over and over again. So this is a templatized approach to it.
Kill the business.
So it's available in public preview, and I put a link to the documentation there. I just wanted to quickly. So this is the documentation here. Overview of the employee self-service agent. It tells you how to go and deploy it. How to configure it, ServiceNow, etc., and what you will find, for example, in Copilot Studio, if you go to create, you'll see this there now, employee self-service, which wasn't there last week. And then when you create that thing, if I go to agents.
But aren't there things that we set up before you created?
No, it'll initially create it. Then once it's created, it's quite an epic agent, I have to be honest. Then you go and configure it. So for example, one of the things that you would do, let's go here, is I go to customize. You'll see here, I can then go and tell it, okay, I want to use Workday, I want to use ServiceNow HR or ServiceNow IT, SuccessFactors. So you can go and configure this once you've deployed it. And then you will do customizations, like you might change, like it doesn't have knowledge by default. You'll have to go and point to where the knowledge goes. But it's got some very cool stuff in knowledge. I know I'm taking too much time again, but check here in SharePoint. In SharePoint, you've got this advanced settings tab. In advanced settings, what you can do here, instead of just pointing to a SharePoint library, you can actually start using filtering conditions here to filter documents in the library.
Which some people are allowed to see it.
Yeah, or like, it's not a permissions-based thing, but maybe some policies are for South Africa and some are for Botswana. So you only want this to actually search the policies that are for South Africa and Botswana.
The regional variable, and then obviously it will filter to that.
Yeah, so the metadata columns in SharePoint get filtered based on these things here.
That is so cool.
So you won't find this right now in other agents when you go and add SharePoint. This is something specific to this
Or we
at the
could
moment.
just do what we've always been doing, and just build it ourselves.
You could, but like I haven't played with this lots because it literally came out yesterday. But they have thought about really good stuff here. Even like just the on error in here is well done. Like, what's the type of error? Oh, it's a content filtering error. So give this type of message. They like really I must be honest, they've put a lot of effort into this. And Microsoft actually uses this internally. So internally, we all use the employee self-service agent to get our pay slip, to take leave days, to find out
So
different.
you will have, in a month's time, you'll have great experiences.
And that's how you know how many beers you can drink.
Yeah.
So 4.
The box settings with the function, what's the syntax on that?
It's in the documentation, but it's called KQL. So it's a query expression for SharePoint. And you can use expressions in there. So you can say country equals, but then it's a variable that you set when the thing starts that gets the person's country from AD, something like that. So then it knows how to filter it. So anyway, once again, you see, getting into lots of trouble because I've spoken too much. But anyway, it's in preview. I'd definitely go check it out. Yeah. The other in the news is in Power Pages. We had this feature that's been in preview for a while, but now it's generally available, and that is in the search function. When you search, it's actually using generative AI to answer your question versus just giving you bullet points of answers. So that's generally available, and I can actually say it works pretty well because I've used it a few
But
times.
that was in preview for a while.
It has been in preview for a long time. Yeah. Okay, that's it. I'm going to stop there. Tian, I'm going to hand over to you before I.
That was a great
It was a technical in the news.
Yeah. It was in the news, too much overshare. Yeah.
Really, go for the longer presentations first. If this time all.
Okay. Who's ready?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Mine's going to be quick, so.
Tinus, let's do it.
So just like
We're just going to swap over everyone.
While they are.
Was I doing? I was at the talk. Who's that person? Okay, so there. I need. That's the screen.
I can get it in there with my machine. There we go.
And this is for this audio.
It is fun.
I must take that from you.
You're welcome. Get in there. Thank you.
Another Copilot you can please put not.
Or you say to us, please.
The whole day hands-on labs. It's presentation, hands-on lab, presentation, hands-on lab. And you build not as good as in self-service agent here, but you build something like that, and then you build an autonomous agent as well. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No, that I can help you with. MBA in rocket science and
To put it to you this way, maybe you guys met me. I'm not very clever. Ended it.
yeah, but you didn't do very well. No, we were one of the weaker participants. So I'm just standing here because I want to feel short. So I just walk over here.
Best of both worlds. So I'm not going to turn on my camera. Can you hear me?
Yep.
That was a moment. That was a big forward. Really moment. Did you win it twice in a row? I did. Okay.
So for everybody online, hello guys. And I'm going to do open power apps with plans. It's going to be short, sweet, to the point. Yeah. For once, I'm not going to do an introduction because it's already known. So the second slide, which I always have, is first and here, because obviously the mic is here. Can you share it? Yeah, that's quite accurate. Yeah. So, I think that makes me look a little bit overweight, so that makes me worry. Thanks. Yeah. But you know, when I have or you know, when I do my KPIs and have our HR discussion, we'll talk about that. Yeah. This called me fat. No. Okay, and why use plans? So, speed and value. That's the first thing. Why do we use AI? To make our life easier. I'm going to take a short little description and I'm going to build a solution in, hopefully, depending on connectivity, 5 minutes. I'm sure we're going to take too long on that. AI assistant design. So the tedious stuff that keeps you busy in the Power Platform, it takes care of. Using plain, normal language, you insert it into the prompt and there it goes. It's iterated by prompts. Platform fit. That's the nice thing about it. It only builds what it knows. So, yes, there are a bit of nuances, but if you say I want to connect to this data source, it does that. If you wanted to create a table and you want the relationships, and I'll show it to you, you can describe the relationship, it builds that. Quick and easy. Oh, it does. It creates you'll see, mention it there. No, it doesn't, but I will show you that it actually creates the security roles for you. I'll show you one that I've done. And then I'm going to take you through the exact same one where I started off with a prompt and how it built it. And then it bridges that skill gap. That's the reason why we use AI at the end of the day. I don't really know how to do this, so let me go ask ChatGPT or Grok or wherever. And here's where the limitation comes in. So what are the 5 cons to it at the end of the day? So it's a starting off point. That's the first thing. If you're not going to, it might grow into that, but I haven't seen it with prompts just build a enterprise solution off the bat. And you can guide it, it will do it. You can keep talking to it and build it and stores that plan. Not there yet. But I'm sure if you ask it enough questions, it's going to get there. One of the things I do when I'm bored is I start asking ChatGPT some questions and see if it can answer it. If it can't, I'll start telling it what it should be. So I actually did that today, saying that no, that's wrong. This is the way it should look. Your dependency on prompt quality is it's dependent on your prompt quality. Garbage in, garbage out. Easy as that. The more context you give it, the smarter it's going to react. So, what I do quite often, especially when I have some complex prompts, I go to a model, a large model, AI. I just ran out of English. So take ChatGPT or whatever. I would tell it I would like a prompt for the following, and I would describe what I want and allow it to give me a prompt. So I use AI to give AI the prompt that I'm going to give it. So, and then obviously the gaps that it creates in complex scenarios. Look, for CRUD style applications, it's brilliant. So create read, update, and delete. And that's what you will see now. You will see one of those. But when it becomes a little bit interesting, it does have some limitations. What I love about it is how quickly it creates your data model. So the way it creates your data model, and it's pretty spot on with that. It does that. But once again, how good you describe it. So my description is 6 lines. And you're going to see it's going to create 4 tables with its relationships. We hope it does it the same way as what I did it. So yeah. Limited governance control. I think it's actually quite a lot better with it than what we think. But while plans integrate with Dataverse and Power Platform ecosystem, outside, it does struggle. So when you connect to outside data sources, it does struggle. And then sometimes it also drifts from the requirements. As we know, sometimes, you give it, and that's, once again, that is depending on your point. If you don't paint the corners, it is going to start drifting. People say AI hallucinates. AI only hallucinates when you allow it to hallucinate. So let's see if I can show you. So this is one of my plans. Now I'll show you what I've done. The nice thing about it is, and this is what I love. It's not showing it to us. There we go. Are you guys online seeing the right screen?
I hope so.
Yes.
It's the plans one. It's
Yeah.
plans in the solution.
Yeah. The solution, and that's that. Thank you, David. That's what I want to speak about. Is the nice thing is when you go to a plan, and I'm going to do this now. I'm going to do this. Nope. So there we go. So now, just looking at one screen. The nice thing about it is, when you go into plans and you give it its prompt and so forth, it creates the solution for you. Everything is containerized in the solution. So to start off something, and we had this discussion now about, starting off your base, then connecting to Git, and then making sure you get it into VS Code and then start coding. To have that foundation, this is great. To start it off with, this just saves a lot of time. So I'm actually going to show. So now the difference between the solutions is, now normal solution, well, ek is nie gewoond om met die touch te doen. Ek sien van daai. So here's a normal solution. You'll see these are the objects contained within. If we go to one that's created by plans, you will see that there is a lot more. We have the plan artifacts and the plans. And when I click on the plans, it takes me to my plan. And I can go elaborate on this. I can add new user requirements. As you can see here, it's created 2 user roles for me already, right there, as a staff member, as a manager. There's the user processes. This I love. Because as it plans it, it shows you the process as it builds it. And you can go and you can edit this process, add new tasks, new steps prior to creating the plan. But let's create a plan. Excuse me. And let's go through the steps. We're going to go to plans. And guys, I kept this simple. It's not the usual technical thing. I'm just showing you what the capability is there. I'm sure you guys are going to find so much more when you start playing with it. So I'm going to go. First thing I'm going to do is, because it's the same one, I'm going to delete. Oh, and one thing I found on this, so it just deletes the plan. It doesn't delete the solution is still there. Yes, but the prompt is actually quite dull. I mean, that's like here's the prompt there. There's the prompt there. I'm gonna use that, and that's the purpose of the plan. That's what they actually created. I'm just going to take that. That is what I use to create this. I'm going to create a new plan, so it doesn't delete anything that was. So if you created tables, it only deletes the two plan, the artifacts for the plan, as well as the plan itself. That's all it deletes. So one thing I found that it does struggle with is when you do the initial prompt and you tell it you want to use an existing table in that prompt, it does struggle with that. It still gives you the tables, and then you've got to go replace that one with this one. Okay, so my prompt is, I would like an application to log customer complaints. These customers are related to my, and you'll see I've made spelling mistakes. And it's once again a little bit off the cards, so I do run out of English every now and again. To my current table in Dataverse, which is called Customer Bank. Create a new table with two. Table to capture the complaints with the relationships between Customer Bank, which is the table, as the parent, and the new table as the child. That's all I do. And you'll see that you saw there was a little plus sign on it. So if you want to give it some documents to, to get some context, you can add some documents in there. So there's the first thing, and it's going to go requirement agent is what is really cool about this, what's really cool about this is as it builds it, you can actually tell it, I would like an agent to do this for you. And it adds the agent, adds the connection. So unfortunately, I don't have a Copilot license on this tenant. So I'm not going to show that portion, but it's really cool. And anything Power Platform you want to connect to, this is just so cool. It'll build workflows, Power Automate workflows for you. It just puts it in there, all connections done in the solution, ready. It's a great way to start. It's still very low code because you'll see what the Canvas apps look like. But the fact of the matter is, if it's set up and saying try again. See, and that's why. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have deleted the first one. But anyway, let's try it again. I'm going to leave it exactly the way it was, and we're going to try again. I think I just broke it, but anyway. No, so I remember previously it did struggle, but I tested one this morning. I did one this morning doing a flow that does recipes and then uses a flow to send an email the recipe to a customer, and it did perfectly. Obviously, complex scenarios, it's going to start going on. But if you want that initial setup, you know what the flow is going to do eventually, and you're going to do some things to it, it's struggling. It's very great. Yeah, and then you can as you said, then you just take that flow and then I go build up on the flow. I want it to do it. So once again, it doesn't want to do it. Are you, huh? Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, it's a sandbox. The developer. I'm going to try it once more. It did work with this exact prompt. Otherwise, we'll try something else quickly. We'll try a different prompt. Yeah, that's why it hurt me and it said, let me show you. I always pride myself on the ability to be very friendly with AI. I always, you know, and all this. And then today, the first day ever in my life, where I literally said to ChatGPT, stop asking me, just do it. Yeah. Requirements is generating user role and requirements, analyzing a business problem. Yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling like somebody trying to demo Windows Vista. But anyway. Okay, let's try something else. I think it's connectivity. Because we can. Sorry, guys, everybody online. My apologies. I'm going to try and see if we can get this sorted. It does seem to be connected. So,
Michael, can you go and check on the back end if there's an error?
Hold on, I'm just looking.
Don't hold your breath, Dawn.
Not errors anyway.
Well, that was pretty quick.
I don't think it's in theory what's supposed to happen. When you describe the business problem, you shouldn't have to say create a model different. You just describe the business problem like a business would. And it will figure out, oh, I think you need a model for that.
And it does that quite well. So I did this one. I said I want a model-driven app for the manager, and for the staff member to log a complaint. I want to canvas up because I wanted to show both scenarios. So I wanted to show the capability of both. It did. I'll show you the app. Both apps are still there. And what I really like about it is because I've got a pet peeve with this, but is the fact that once it creates the database table, it loads 5 or 6 records there for you. So you've got some sample data, so you can go play with it and work with it. Wow, I guess I've been clear. Just 5G. So you want to go here? Yeah, that's for documentation. So I can add documentation. There's a picture of my son playing rugby. I wonder if it's because it's trying to create something similar to what it's creating. So let's say create an application to record complaints for a cell phone provider. I'm just going to say that. So let's see what it does now. Pum, pum, pum. I do really feel wrong. Yeah, I think you're just like, mark that guy. That's him. Yeah. Plan is still moving. So everybody is jumping. And there's so many YouTube videos out there to show you how this works. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Because when you said that the last time, Planner, I'm like, really? We want to do something on Planner? Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I really want to preview it. I'll try after reading your technical try again. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, now I've deleted the plan. So let's see if I go to solutions. My recipe keeper. Yeah, plans deleted. See, so this one I've also deleted. You see, it only takes away the plan artifact in the plan, but everything that it's created, and this is what I'm saying. You know, ingredients. This one you can. It uploads, and it's check the creator, so you see it's not me. So say again, sorry. Well, it's an idea. If you before you send it off to your client, just leave the plan and artifact. Yeah, but I'm sure, and maybe it's something to check. So when you publish it as a managed solution, does it actually keep those two? The nice thing about it is, about the plan itself, is the fact that all your documents that you give as substantiation, all your plans, all your graphics, everything, it keeps in there. So documenting your application becomes extremely easy. Firstly, it gives you that flow already on what it does. So when you want to see in a graphical, so how many clients have you had to say, you need to build me a flow so I can see, or a visual chart so I can see what the application does. That does it for you. It's high level. Obviously, you can build out on it, but that already gives you a basis to work from. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I will be honest with you. I've thrown some stuff at it. Maybe 2 documents and played around with, you know, yeah, I'm sure because look, you need Dataverse enabled, so it's going to use Dataverse, so I'm sure it consumes from your database there. Am I right in saying that? Yeah. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say one more time. Okay, we can do it. Yes. It doesn't work with the so, correct. So when we go, and if it does do it, we'll try now without enabling the previews. If you add a new user requirement or something at the top, you have to regenerate. Yeah, that is something that. So, and it'll tell you, do you want to update your application? It updates the canvas application, which is great. The model application updates the views on the model. I have not tried. I haven't checked if it overrides. Yeah, I think it should update it. I agree with you. What's the right system? But what I do know is it doesn't delete the data, the tables. It doesn't recreate the tables. It amends and appends the table. Okay. There we go. This looks better. You know, something's happening. So maybe there's something, got an update running in the background. Yeah, the full loss for this company. So it looks too like something. Once again, it is a preview feature, so yeah. You know, it does look like there's something happening there. I hope this looks the same as what it did when I. So any chats then? Yeah, everybody can try it. So please feel free to try it on your side without the spelling mistakes or with the spelling mistakes if you'd like. Okay, gaan jy jou screen gaan share? All right. And the nice thing about this is that it containerizes everything. We go through step by step. So once again, it shows you the business flow, as I showed you. From there, when you say you're happy with that, you can move on to the next step. Then it shows you the tables, so your data structure. And you can click where it shows you the relationships that it's built. You can then replace tables, is again on your side. So you want to share? Yeah, I'll talk through it. No issues. And the nice thing is, so if you've got existing tables in existing places, you can connect it to there. Now, the one thing it doesn't do is when you want to use APIs or different methods to leverage external data, you're going to have to add that to your solution yourself, to the application yourself. Here we go. Here we go. External. So anything outside of the Power Platform? Custom connectors? You're still going to have to bring it in manually. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, no, okay. So now, no, before you say looks good. So let's just scroll down to it gives you the business problem, right? It tells you what's the purpose of the plan, and this is quite serious. You need to read through this because that's what it's going to give you at the end of the day. If it misinterpreted what you've told it, then it's not going to give you what you want, and you're going to tell it that you're an idiot. And meantime, back at the ranch. So yeah, usually, yeah. So guess who's doing it? It's I. That was a nice way of putting it. Well played. Internal staff members, so keep sharing the user requirements, the roles. Tells you where, because I asked it for a model-driven app for this one and for a Canvas app on this side. So let's go, looks good. And let's see what the next one is that it does.
Can you update that generated text?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I'm clicking edit. So it's not editing your visual text.
It's there. Yeah. So it looks good.
So that didn't.
Okay, somebody's mic is on.
That's mine.
You remember that idiot comment? No, character. At me. Character, we've got some people online. Focus, please. All right. So now you'll see here. So you'll see here, Karika, on the person. There are two processes there. You can scroll down a little bit more now. Okay, so just stop sharing and reshare. It does look like it's a. Let me just do that and then stop sharing, reshare again. How's about you guys jump off and stop killing the connection? I used to work for a mining company, and we would schedule Teams meetings for the guys obviously being on site. And the harshness about it is it might be one site representative on the site, and then 7 people in the office. And all 7 of them would sit in their office and connect to Teams right next to each other. Everyone down the hall. It's crazy. All right, so now you can scroll down. The processes, so now it's telling you what the processes are. This process covers end-to-end workflow logging. So it's telling you exactly what's happening there and ensures the compliance on monitoring that. So it's giving you a process with that. Now, that looks good. Just already got my time, so just say looks good. And then it will build it. It will build those processes. Now it's saying generate, so just scroll down a little bit. So now it gives you the data model. Now, even though you'll see in the original prompt, I said use my existing table. Obviously, you don't have that table, but it did exactly the same on my side. It's going to say, these are the tables I'm going to build for you. And it says new. Say, look good. It's also telling you this table, these tables will be saved in this solution. You can change the solution. You can add it to an existing solution as well. Now it tells you the technology that it's going to use. Now, look on the side here, you can already see what's happening. You can also click here, and you see that little tree over there, or workflow tree, just next to the log, manage, overview. It gives you a little bit of a picture. Yeah. Now let's go back here, and now it tells you the technology that it's going to use. Now, if it is going to give you a flow, it will be included in there. It gives you, so we've asked for the model-driven app, and we've asked for the Canvas app. Yes. Permissions, I haven't tried, but obviously it's going to create the user roles for you. And then obviously you can go edit those user roles with the permissions within those user roles. I'm sure if you tell it, yes, yes. I'm sure it's a good thing to try. We can try it out, but and see if it works. But yeah, so now it's telling you solution agent generated technology. How does this look? It's good. It's done. Let's go for the next one. Now, while you've clicked on that, let's go back to the little overview tree. Your tables have been saved and created. To create and customize your object, select create. So you just click on create. So, no, sorry, I think it's underneath here. Oh, sorry. Just click on one of these tables here. That already creates. It's saying edit. Already created. I think that was just a little bit slow. So that's now for these two, you need to click create. So for the Canvas app, you need to say create, and then it will create it. So then it takes this, and then you see if it will create it. So your tables have been created. That's why they show the edit button. On the model-driven app, you're going to have to do the same. You're going to have to click on create. And now, I've tried it 100 times. It does not do this. I've told it the app needs to look like this. I've given it a theme. It sticks to the default one. Yeah, but I'm sure it will evolve. Look, I gave ChatGPT the same picture that it created, and I told it I just want this picture. I want to look unhappy, and it told me, so I can't do that. I can't recreate this picture. So it does happen. It's not been my AI day. Yes, that everything. So this app will work. This runs. You'll see there will be it's a full-fledged app. Functionality wise, yeah. But so just press play. So these are the 3 apps already in there. That's your home screen. You just follow you want to welcome screen. So there's staff members, there's complaints, customer banks. This is supposed to be customer. For some reason, it gave a customer banks. It might have interpreted that from the table name. I'm glad to see that it created exactly the same what it created for me. So click on complaints, but it would be interesting to see if it used the same mock data. Yeah. You click on complaints and the word complaint. The button is here on the word complaint. No, it gave you a lot more data than what I'm doing. Yeah, it was really nice to you. So yeah. There's a billing issue, there's a billing issue, technical, and there is our issue right there. You see, that's what just happened to us. It found it. Okay, so let's go back to the plan, and let's try the model driven. So just hover over and say, now you've got to create. Unfortunately, you've got to click the button. Yes.
And then you go and create and
Save prompting.
Yeah.
So really, but once again, okay. So after this, and this is the nice thing. So what it shows you here in the model-driven app, which is pretty cool, is your plan details. It's still in the model. So, and now it's letting you preview. And I feel the plan is a lot, and I'm going to say this, it's a lot better suited for model-driven apps. Yeah, it's yes, it's process-driven. It's a lot better. So there's your compliance, there's your customer banks, so you can play it. Yeah. And then while it does that, the last thing that we could look at is, okay, let's go look at the solution it created. So, yeah. Well, I mean, it's up to you. But it is, while we haven't, remember, we haven't changed anything to the prompt. So as you've gone along, it has saved. So if you want to go up here, just scroll up on the side here. You can see there's a plus next to technology. You can add something and you can prompt it. So, and it's the same. If you want to add a new table, you can do that. Let's go to the data model over here and there. And let's look at the data. Your tables over here on the left-hand side. Is it going to show it to it? Is it showing it myself? Okay, I'm going to say, I'm going to override your share again. Nope. Go. Okay, give me 1 second. There you go. So let me just share again. No, sorry, you are sharing. So you guys can see this. So look there. Data models created the relationships. Yeah, I'm sorry for my technical struggles, and I'm really glad for Kirika being my hero. So, any questions, guys? Bumpy Kirika.
Is anybody out there?
We're still here. We're just changing machines. Gotcha. Hi guys, can you hear us?
But if able to set up the planet, those entire solution and deploy to the DevOps, and then set up the README as well. Like when you set up your pipeline, And going into that, you may configure to start the plan, everything configured.
You're engineers, right?
Yes, yes, I hear you.
Yes, you
Okay,
can.
cool.
Here we go.
Yeah.
In like other way around, please. No, no, don't put it like this. Hold it like this. Yes. No. Not landscape. I'm not shooting for YouTube. Anyway, hi everyone.
Hi.
I hope you're doing well. My name is Tato, and I will be presenting data into decisions. Of course. So here's a bit of background of who I am. My name is Tato Zunku. I'm a Power Platform developer. Work history, I've worked at IQ Business and 2 of the big 4, EY and PwC. Currently work at Control Risks. And it's funny for you, Karika, to find out like this.
So you know each other.
Yes, we worked together for quite some time. My mission is to bridge the gap between man and machine. My vision is to empower people to build. Very simple. Basically, why we're here. But before we continue, there is a bit of a segue. So that was the title of the previous presentation that I had ready for you guys. And I decided in great technological fashion to pivot. So the title of the current presentation is Rehumanizing Solutions. So, and rehumanizing Power Platform solutions in themselves. So basically, we have a bit of a problem. Power Platform solutions can be limiting. We all know that. We just saw that. We noticed that. We saw it in real time. And it's very hard to make Power Platforms or Power Apps look pretty, incredibly difficult because of I guess how they were built. They were built to be B2B solutions. They were built to be used internally. And for it to look pretty comes second to for it to work well within the organization and for it to flow well within the organization. But that is an actual prominent problem, and I don't like that. I like pretty, and I like working well. So security is great, although this is not perfect for B2C, or rather, if you want your app to be people-facing. And I thought I could find a way to solve that. So I have a 3-step process, a triage: bring back creativity, bring back modern design, and explore other options. So bringing back creativity means you can work in and around the Power Platform. In and around Power Platform, similar to what you showed us not so long ago about being able to use the HTML action in order to achieve class morphism. Pretty cool. Doesn't come out the box, but it's quite a creative way to do it. That is also being able to bring in modern design. I don't know if you guys know, but Apple has designed, they came out with liquid glass. It's basically glass morphism, but okay.
It's a twist on it, but inline CNS is not your favorite.
Exactly. So I decided to build something in and around that, just to make sure that everything is beautiful. Another triage. Glass morphism is very important to make apps look decently good. Well, I guess good is also very subjective. Rounded edges. My friend is actually a designer, and he says a bit of a hack to always have clients losing their minds is just make the edges around 8 pixels or 12 pixels rounded. It looks pretty cool. And being very consistent with colors is incredibly important. I can't stress this enough. So color theory is actually a thing. Yeah. Being able to design your app from the beginning to the end with specific colors in mind actually makes a lot of sense. People know that they're interacting with just your app. They know they're interacting with whether you're doing this for your business or internally. They know that this is yours.
I've seen the worst apps in the world be so popular just because of look and feel. Look and feel is so, and we do, especially on the Power Platform, because we believe we're confined to something, and so we build it that way.
Look and feel and presentation. So we had that with class hackathon. I'm sorry to come in there, but just the way that they presented and their presentation looked, their app wasn't the best in the room, but they won.
Yeah.
I've seen the other way around as well. Some of the best applications that have been written out there, proper architecture, and the users just don't take it because of the way it looks.
Yeah, because you don't encourage people to use it.
Exactly.
So I had a little bit of time. You can tell that I didn't have a client at work, so I decided to work on a couple of few things. I thought a good way to demonstrate CRUD would be a ticket management system. Everybody has problems within an organization, and everybody wants to solve them. So a good way to go through that was to build a ticket management system. I made it fully responsive. As you know, I think one of my last presentation was about responsiveness and whatnot. So I was also practicing that, and I took it a bit too far. So how I was able to achieve this, and we have a bit of a surprise. I'll show you guys how it actually works now. How I was able to achieve this was keeping it consistent. As I said, responsiveness should come first. Oh my God, I cannot emphasize this more, because if you start building your app and it's not responsive from the beginning, you're gonna have elements flying off of your screen.
It creates such a...
It's insanity. It's insanity.
But you also have applications that you want to be in that aspect ratio, and that's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You do have that. So responsiveness is not always the way.
Yeah. So, but I build responsiveness first, and if I have it, it's a plus, because you never know where your people are going to use your app. It does take a lot of time. It takes being very finicky with font sizes, button sizes, and whatnot, but it's worth it at the end of the day. So keep it consistent, responsiveness first, and use these tags, class morphism. For me, it's actually 8 to 12 pixels on edges and rounded edges. So, my bad, 1 to 2 pixels on edges around the actual element, and rounded edges should be 12 to 8 to 12. Also, focus border is something that really I don't like. Whenever you click on a button and it goes like 4 pixels, which is huge, it sucks. It just looks very 2008.
2001. We're gonna ask you how old you are now. But the other thing as well is the fact that if you try those 4 pixels on a mobile screen,
it's huge, right?
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
So with that being said, do you want to see this in action?
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd see that. So basically, I have a bit of a prezzo in mind. It's a bit overkill, but you guys will let me know. So this started as an app that I wanted to build for myself, and I was like, maybe I could make this into something bigger, you know? Yeah. So basically, I decided to build an actual ticket management system, right? And I wanted this to be integrated within a Power Page. But the issue with this Power Page is the fact that when you have a Canvas app, you can't have it facing people. And it's very difficult. I looked around, I've tried everything, make sure that my tables are fine and whatnot. It was an issue. So I decided, in classic developer fashion, to take the old hard route. I decided to rebuild everything in React.
Yeah.
This is the actual demo in React. I made it really cool. I hope you guys like it. Wait, I think you could actually test it out on your phone. Let me just see if I have the QR. Yeah, you can try it out on your phones. It is not mobile first, the React app. The Canvas app is, but you can try it out and let me know if you can see it. So basically, it's an app. It's a Power Page. It's also a Power BI report and a video that I have there. Try and give the person who's using this an interactive experience of whatever you're selling as a solution, that they can reach out to you. They can use the solution right there and then, and they can see a bit more. So the actual React app on desktop looks like this. Basically, hey, what's your name? Trying to make this personalized a bit. So.
Oh, we have to put in some data there.
Of course, yes. There's no DB behind it. So I don't even get your data. I don't get to steal it. So.
No, you read both of it.
So the name of the company, I'll just say Microsoft, and you'll notice at the top left of the screen it says Microsoft Tickets. That's just the name of your actual app. Ticket management system here. We're trying to make sure that the CRUD works. So basically, you can add new tickets, you can search, you can filter by what's open, what's in progress, and what's resolved. I really like the solution because it can actually be used by any industry. You can add a ticket, give it a title.
The design is very nice.
I was really hoping to go for that. Status should actually not be, yeah, you shouldn't be able to select resolved when you start, but let's pretend we didn't see that. You add your ticket and you have it up here. The really cool part I thought to also make it a lot more interactive is the ability to add comments. So whenever a ticket is pending for a bit too long, you can add a comment. Whenever it's not pending or somebody didn't do anything, you could just ping anybody. And the great thing is when you have this within your actual Power App, you can actually align this with a workflow. So you can send an email whenever somebody is not responding to a specific ticket or not. I just want to show you guys the Power App really quick.
Import the Power.
Yeah.
Did you use the React in there, or was
Yes.
you used the React in there? What's the
So the most difficult part is I started with the actual Canvas app. That was great for me until I asked my brother to test it out, and he needed to authenticate 10 times, and it still didn't work. So I was like, because I have a backend that's on OneDrive, it was actually an Excel spreadsheet. I was like, let me try Dataverse. I looked around, ChatGPT was like, oh, use Dataverse instead of amazing. After that, it didn't. And it told me it's impossible. Like, okay, cool, I'm not going to listen to React. I'll start from scratch. I'll build an actual React app. That was quite a lot easy. The React app was built with a good prompt on Claude, and then I kept reiterating. Because I've used React for quite some time, I reiterated, made sure it works, and then I iframed it within the Power Page.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's an iframe.
It's an iframe within Power.
That's what's.
So you will also notice that the issue is it's probably not aligned very, very well, but it's there and I can just improve it from there. Let's just see if I'm in the right environment. I can show you.
Sorry, I missed that. So did you generate it via Vibe, or how did you do it?
Kind of Vibe, to be very honest, but because it's like I'll show you the code. It's like a one page on React.
Very cool.
Around 1,000 lines.
Okay, cool. No, I understand how you do that.
And then here's the demo that I actually started with. I actually built this. I can't Vibe this, unfortunately. I built this in Power Apps. As I said, basically used exactly what I was using. And because I actually wanted to start building something for actual clients, I have a company. I was like, okay, cool. Let me make this my actual app. This is a button.
Yeah.
It's a button with rounded edges, and I put everything in the button. This is actually, it was clickable. I just can't click it anymore. I think I broke it. It's where you access the comments. Whenever you go to any ticket, you see this view. You can also add comments, and that's about it. I mean, this is already pre-selected, obviously, because this is me logged in. And
look and feel, I mean, it really looks amazing. It doesn't have that usual Power Platform look to it.
I was really going for anything but the Power Platform look and feel because I was just getting tired of it. I'd love to show you how it looks on mobile if we're not pressed for time.
I think it's called. You showed us. It's a Dutch gentleman. I'm trying to think of his name now. You showed that you can copy his YAML code.
Yeah, it's got a YAML library.
And he's got a lot of these styling issues that we have in Power Apps sorted there.
Really?
How to create, gradient background,
Yes.
stuff that I do in HTML and CSS.
Yeah.
He actually does that in YAML.
Perfect.
And you can just copy it and add it. And it's literally, you go onto his website, it's nothing that you install, you literally click on it, copy the YAML, go to your Power Apps and say paste code, and it's there.
Just quantity.
Okay, so one last
I
thing.
think it's the Power Apps file or something like that. I'll check it out more.
So this is how it looks on mobile, the actual Power app on the mobile phone. Actually, I had to kind of redesign some elements. So you'll notice that there's actually a navigation thing at the bottom of the screen for certain screen sizes. You can navigate from the bottom, there's search top left, you can add on the top right, basically the very same app, but optimized. Oh, we have also a bug right here, but optimized for mobile. And yeah, it was a great learning curve, man. That's about it. Any questions?
I think something that we tend to overcomplicate things very easily.
Open that URL if you can.
We really like to overcomplicate things to try and blow people out of the water. Where simplicity is what sells apps.
Yeah.
So you can say copy and paste.
If you keep scrolling down, there's some.
Oh, there's modals, buttons, navigation. This is really cool.
Now you can literally just copy them.
Oh yeah. See, I didn't have to spend 30 hours.
Yeah, so if you click on one of them, and then you'll see there's like just a copy YAML, and then you go into your screen, and then you just paste.
So here's a button. There's a classic button. I'll copy
YAML.
Okay, I probably need to sign up. But
He doesn't sign up. He doesn't take money when you.
No,
He just needs a
single sign on. Don't worry.
And he's really somebody that you can follow on YouTube. He is really.
I'll give it a try. All right. Looks like we're having technical difficulties beyond my capabilities.
Authentication rate limit exceeded.
Yeah.
How many?
I only tried. This is the first time I'm here, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, and that's about it.
Thank you. I love your present.
Building a basic
So he's too old.
Cool. Better now? Okay. Hope everybody can hear me.
Yeah.
All right. So this is two very quick tips, or one a tip and one thing to avoid. So sometimes you want to play around in. Not bad. So sometimes you want to play around in SharePoint, and you want an easy way to capture stuff while.
You're not sharing the desktop.
Am I not?
No.
Cool. Alrighty, so I have a SharePoint list here, very basic, just a text field and a value inside of it. And I want to quickly add a bunch of stuff here. But I want to have logic in it, so maybe some calculated fields or things that you can work with. So
that's what we always do. You know, you already got an existing stuff. I just need something, just want to try something out.
So very easy, we can build an app like we always do, but to see this with your list is a bit tricky. So one way I did to overcome this, let's get rid of this bar, is I've just created a SharePoint page. I've added the list on it, and I've added the app on it. So now suddenly you can just easily add things on here. One One bit of limitation on it is you cannot do a refresh on your list.
Yeah, when you've got the app on the side.
Yeah. And I thought a way to get through that, and that is just to refresh your page, which is not allowed through a Power App. So if I run this Power App, normally it will do a refresh, but you can't refresh a page if it's running inside of SharePoint.
So did you add the refresh function to that button?
Yeah, but I'll show you now it doesn't really work.
No.
So I can just add an item 1 here, and I've just done a random for the number. So some functionality that would be there, and it can be added to the list. And I can add item 2 again, and just keep on adding to the list. So the refresh, so this will open it up in a new window because you can't refresh just like that. Okay, so that's one limitation. But if you want to play around with stuff,
because it's literally creating a reference to itself.
Yeah.
When you do that, that's why.
Yeah. So I mean, none of this is rocket science. It's just a way of thinking. How can we easily add some new things into a SharePoint list or something else?
I do understand the need for something like that. I'm trying to think of a use case of where this would be useful. Because this is very cool. I'm just trying to think from a use case. Because obviously you've got SharePoint forms and you've got the apps. How would doing the app in the SharePoint list?
A ticketing system like we've just shown before. That could work for there, for example. So, yeah.
Right. In that case, I would just add a grid view at the bottom and just let them stay in the app.
Yeah, you can if you want to stay in the app. Sometimes you want to just stay in SharePoint. So, yeah. So,
yeah, it depends on what the client needs at the end.
Exactly.
What is the requirement?
Yeah.
And you will have cases like this.
Yeah.
For me, it's always to think of, I don't like rebuilding the functionality within Canvas app. So if SharePoint can already filter,
filtering or sorting,
within SharePoint, why do I have to go build that into Power Apps again?
All right, so that's just a quick something to think about.
Yeah.
Don't have to use it, but maybe it might be useful to you. Then a second one that I really got stuck with, and I'm hitting my head against that. So I wrote a flow that does some stuff, and then depending on certain conditions, it would build up a table for me.
Okay.
All right, so something happens. Depending on a certain condition, I would create a table row for myself. And you can see it's something basic. It's just a row with 2. And then I want to take that variable and I want to add it into an email. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to say, right, so if the condition is hit, then show this variable there. Otherwise, don't. So you can build it up dynamically. And this is awesome, and I'll save it, and I start testing it. So I'm not going to test it now, but the moment I save it, no, it's not going to give me an error. It tries and fits, it tries and does the HTML. And then it says, but I don't know where this variable should go in, and then it will just put it somewhere random in your email. And I was like, no, I'm sure I put it in the right place. Put it in the right place again, I save it, but it's wrong. What's going on? And then I figured out it does the HTML formatting for you. And when it doesn't know where it should go, it puts it there. Yeah. So a way to get over that is just to put a simple compose in, put it in there. And then instead of having all your stuff in here, you will just use your
body of compose,
output of your compose in there. And that would solve that problem. It's because it does the formatting. And then it doesn't know where in that HTML.
Does it do the formatting in the classic interface as well?
I haven't checked.
Because I don't think it does the formatting in the classic.
That might be, yeah.
Classic editor.
So that was just something I wanted to show because I got stuck there for like half an hour. Why the hell is this happening?
Doing this. It just
this is why.
You can add a link to the body of the thing, and then when I go into my flow again, those links are gone. But if I do the HTML with the A tag, it keeps it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not in the classic designer.
That's it.
Yeah, that's why I asked it.
Because
I had a similar issue with that.
It's gone. Just like the links to the same.
Yeah, and it drives you like, I'm sure I put it there. And you go back, you add it, you save, and it's gone again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So whenever you get stuck, do it through a compose and add it into your, yeah, because then it doesn't know what the HTML would look like, and then it's not going to stuff it around.
Thanks, Tia.
Cool.
Now I know.
That's cool. I like those tech tips.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet and
Thank
short.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Especially if it costs you like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Why is it doing it? I just did this.
Exactly. Yeah.
En hoe lang ben ik jou gepad om dit uit te vinden? Of om...
A lot of reading up, and
Yeah.
then oh, well, that makes
Maar
sense.
hoeveel tijd het jou, how much time did that steal?
Yeah, probably like 2-3 hours out of my day that I, yeah.
It's crazy.
So you work 2-3 hours a day, eh?
No, that's like over spread out like.
Ah, I thought you were only.
That's
That's amazing.
well, that's 2.5 hours more than the right.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks all the speakers. Have a lekker evening. Yeah.